Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. We are finally here. Apologies for the late start. But listen, Oscar Piastri on the podium in Monaco. Of course, we have to celebrate this moment. I'm here with my co-host, Mahad, from the Pit Stop Fracker. Mahad, what is going on?
It's nice to be back up front, you know. It's feeling like 2010. That's what it's feeling like.
It's feeling like 2010.
Hey. Like just going into every weekend, no matter the track, you know, you're up front. You know, you're there. Yeah. And finally, Oscar, the bad streak on the run ends.
Finally, the Oscar gets a little bit of luck, and you know, and even then he had damage into the first lap. And
I know that's his Sainz. Get away from him, man. Please
leave us alone, Sainz. Yeah, leave us alone, mate. I mean, you know, overall, like, what's if you had to take. If there's a one take that you learned from this weekend, what's your one take this weekend that's made you feel a type of way with McLaren, with a certain driver, any of the staff members? What's your one take?
My one take is Monaco's a bit crap at these cars, isn't it?
Oh, there was a lot of that.
I'll tell you now, guys. I took a healthy nap. A very healthy nap.
I dozed. I definitely dozed in the race.
And if you didn't doze, you guys are the real ones, because nothing was going on. I just knew that there was a little bit of hope, because I was like, you know, when Sainz's tire bust.
Yeah.
I got up, I celebrated. I was like, let's go, because I knew double podium automatically. Yeah. But when they do that count back rubbish where they have to go all the way back, it's a joke. Everybody passed sector one except for Joe, because Joe was behind the crash.
Oh, honestly, I couldn't.
Just stupid that is.
I couldn't believe it. Number one, we didn't get to change our floor, and then number two, Sainz gets reinstated back to third.
They just changed his tire and he's all good.
Get the hell
after you damage the floor. It's kind of scary though, because if the race did carry on and Oscar had that flaw, it'd be kind of difficult still, especially if it was 2-1. I think Leclerc would have just drove into the distance.
No, absolutely. That's the thing. And yeah, would Oscar have finished? Do you know what I'm saying? All together, because at least
because they went such a slow pace, you know, it kind of helped Oscar out, because I'm hearing that he lost 20 points of downforce, like 0.5 a lap. I don't know if I'm glitching right now, but yeah.
No, you was for a second, but you're back. I mean, like in general, like even when you look at our fastest laps over the race weekend, we were like 10th and 11th, which was a bit like, whoa, you know, look, we weren't expected, I don't think, to be good in Monaco as such, or the fact that there's so many slow speed corners. You know, we know what our car is like in these conditions, but of course, there's a part of me, man, like my one take of this weekend is we are here. Like, we've arrived to the podium conversation.
Yeah,
that's my one thing, because in Monaco we're doing this.
I thought Monaco. I was thinking, top 5 is good. What was our predictions? Yeah, top 5 would be all right. What the hell? And I'm seeing Oscar go toe to toe with Leclerc, and I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And if you put his theoretical sectors together, he gets pole.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it wasn't
close. And we kind of said this a couple of weeks ago on the stream. We said we need to start getting poles now, because we're this close. We could have had Imola pole. We could have had this pole. These are and especially in track like Imola and Monaco, you need to be on pole to be taking advantage of that. And this car in clean air, we see how rapid it is.
Yes. Yeah.
So being on pole, we could drive into the distance.
Was there a part of you? I mean, look, shout out to Drea. Big up to everybody else in the comment section. Make sure you do get your comments in. We'll be reading them out. Drea says, look, hey, everybody, what a time to be a McLaren fan. I'm a little disappointed in P2 and P4. What is this life?
I can't. I'm not in that stage yet to be disappointed about this stuff. I was disappointed. I was disappointed not to win, because I knew the theoretical pole position. If Oscar really, really hooked it up, that pole.
Yeah.
So the win was possibly there, and it was probably going to be a guaranteed win because of the way things played out. But listen, man, we're here. Remember the days when we were like, oh my God, we got P7, P8.
Yeah.
What a weekend, guys. Yeah. That was like 12 months ago, guys.
It's true. I mean, the thing is, the reason where I'm half in this section. I'm half of it there. The reason I might feel like, you know what, am I a bit disappointed? Is because what did we say at the start of the season? What did we say at the end of last season? If Max drops that ball, the one people that needs to be right on top of it, we need to be there. We need to be there because we thought Red Bull are going to be gone clear, and we thought, like last year, they're going to be winning all the races. And if there is one hanging fruit in one particular race in the year, maybe 2 races, 3 races this season where it could happen, we've had 4 different race winners already. Do you know what I mean?
4 out of 8.
Out of 8, exactly. So when you look at it like that, I'm a bit like, why weren't we the first in line after Red Bull fumble? You know, why weren't we?
We were in Miami.
We were in Miami. Don't get me wrong.
Max decided to go fishing on hit a bollard and done his own race.
Yeah, no, we were.
So we were there. We just need to be there more often because Australia, we needed to be there.
And don't get me wrong, we weren't far off. We weren't far off. Don't get me wrong. We weren't far off at all. And the truth of the matter is, once you stick it on pole, that's, you know, the top 4 didn't change position. You know what I'm saying? Like, once that was it. The reason why we were falling asleep is because that grid was set, more or less. So, you know, it is what it is. But big ups to everybody that's commenting in the comment section right now. Let's go through your comments here. The Oracle says Zhou Guanyu is officially the enemy of McLaren.
I can't believe it. You can't be that rubbish, mate.
I mean, it was shenanigans.
He's bad. I know everybody hates Logan. I think this guy's the worst guy.
Did we want a red flag? Just out of curiosity, did we want it?
At that moment, yeah, everybody got past sector 1 because that means cemented P3.
Yeah.
Even if they let me think it like this. If they did that, then signs will be right at the back.
Yeah.
If they did it like, where was everybody after sector 1? If everybody passed sector 1, the signs would be lost. And then who's on? Maybe it'll get a bit hairy between Norris and Russell because they'll be on the same road then on the restart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it gave us a second opportunity. It gave us a second bite of the cherry of Oscar trying to get Leclerc on the first corner. Because he had a bad start for the first one. And that's why he was going side by side with Sainz, because he didn't get the best of launch compared to Leclerc.
That's true. But it seemed like afterwards, obviously because Carlos went down, it seemed like Oscar then started to nibble at Leclerc a little bit. And I thought, hang on, something's on here. And then obviously the red flag then comes out. I think, is it by the tunnel? I think when they get to the tunnel.
Yeah, when everybody got out. So for the front runners, when they got out of the tunnel, that's when the red flag got.
That's when the red flag came. Yeah. So it felt like, there's something on here. But then I don't know whether Oscar's damage, you know, had it not been looked at all, whether or not, you know, we would have actually looked decent.
No, it would have. Oscar's damage, if it didn't get fixed, it would have been even worse.
Yeah.
I think they did a botch job trying to just quickly fix it. And they saved some of the downfalls, but I imagine he didn't.
And credit to them, man.
It could have maybe told him to retire the car or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then bad luck again.
Absolutely. So we would be here ranting. We would be here ranting about science, about, you know, again, you're involved in a situation. Again, you're costing us points, you know. But hey.
Look, at the end of the day, you know how Monaco goes. The job is done in quali. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we are disappointed with P2 and P4, you're just disappointed in quali. That these guys didn't finish. Like, if Lando didn't qualify, why didn't Lando out qualify Sainz, or why didn't Piastri out qualify Leclerc? That's where the disappointment is, not in the race, because you're in the back foot already. It's done. Especially when it's 1-3 Ferrari, they're just going to do them tactical games like they did. The game was in there. The ball was in their court. They could have done whatever they wanted. They were slowing down the pace, speeding up the pace. McLaren were just at their mercy. So you're really in a bad situation. If it was one Leclerc up front and then you got Norris and Piastri behind him,
pressure.
Then you could do something. But
pressure, because
Sainz is there in the way, and Sainz is a smooth operator, like he says.
Yeah,
he knows. He tactically knows what to do. So he wasn't leaving there without a podium. There was no way.
Yeah, once he was reinstated that third,
yeah,
that was just, you know, shut case. That was it. Closed and shut case.
Yeah.
Adam Heddle, big up yourself, says, evening lads, happy to get another podium, but delighted that it was Oscar. But for McLaren, P2 in Formula E, P2 in F1, P2 in IndyCar on Sunday, it hurts a bit. Also, Sainz was a very lucky man.
No, do you know what? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Sainz, but Sainz, he gets the worst penalties of all time. Like, he's had some bad luck, guys. He lost to Leclerc because of a drain in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then he got the Australia penalty as well, which was ridiculous last year. This guy, he gets crazy penalties, man.
He does.
He gets crazy penalties for no reason.
Was it? Okay, I think it was Vegas. I don't know why I thought there was one in Singapore. Whether last year or the year before, I don't know why I thought it was a Singapore one. The one when he's probably like on the radio, like, no, this is not fair.
Yeah, that's Australia. That's Australia last year.
Is it Australia? I know Australia had it when the car wasn't moving. I know when it was parked.
He's always crying like it's not fair, but sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it's not fair. But listen, got P2 in Formula E.
Yes,
great result.
Yes,
P2 in the Indy 500 is nasty, man. I feel sick. I don't know if you saw that.
That's the
race I saw live. We were winning with 2 corners left.
The ending was horrible.
Indy 500. I can't do this, man. I ain't felt heartbreak like that since Sochi 21. It's a killer.
Do you know what? Credit to you guys. Yeah, how you watched Indy like full race after that Monaco Grand Prix? I have no idea. How you had the stomach for it? I don't know. For me, I need
that was an actually exciting race. Somebody says, "Oh, do you want to watch Indy 500 or watch Monaco?" I am watching Indy 500. I don't care. Because when it got to the end and we had Rossi in play and we were up front, we had Rossi and Award, and we're just switching positions 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And I was like, yeah, we got this. But this guy, Newgarden, which I'm saying now, Zach Brown, if you're watching, sign this guy. Sign Newgarden.
You're all over it.
Back. I need that. But like, we were this close. 2 corners. 2 corners. This is insane. But yeah, P2. We're complaining about P2.
There you go. Yeah, that's where we are.
P2 across the board. Certain teams are not even nowhere near the podium.
That's anything. You know, big up AS3 Archer says, "Look, hi, all crazy how many P2s we got this weekend, but happy for all the McLaren teams. Listen, I will bite your hand off for P2s across the board this weekend. I can't lie. I would have bitten your hand off."
If you told, like, for real, guys, let's be serious. Everybody in this chat when we're doing our predictions, nobody predicted we were going to get P2. We thought at least Max is going to be about.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on over there. Red Bull. I'm keeping an eye. I'm just got one eye open. Seeing what's going on over there.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, Adam says here, I'm wondering if we even need Adrian Newey, because I think we have the team to get us to the championship without Newey. Obviously, reports are Ferrari not going for him, and McLaren contacted him. Like you say, Red Bull's in a bit of a weird. I don't know.
Newey's gone. Are they letting him work on upgrades? That's what I wanted to.
Well, they're not letting him in the technical meetings, are they?
That means if they need to fix this car now,
he needs to be involved.
Newey's not on mic. He's not there.
He's not there. I don't get why they've done this so abruptly. Obviously, because they fear that he's obviously going somewhere.
I think he wanted to just go. He didn't want to be involved in all of this.
Oh, you reckon it was his choice?
Stuff. I think it was his choice. He wanted to leave. So with him as well, he's just like, I've been here 20 years. I'm done. I've completed the game. I've had the most dominant car in F1 history last year. I'm done here. I'm hearing that. I don't know whether it's I don't know the rumors, but either Ferrari's rejected him or he's rejected Ferrari. But so I'm hearing that's the dead end. So where's he gonna go? There's strong rumors about McLaren. There's strong rumors about Williams. Who knows? If he comes to us, boy,
it's game over.
Boy, guys,
it's game over.
Guys, we're gonna be enjoying some Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris title fights, guys. Don't worry about the rest of these guys. We're going to be watching our own title fights.
The Leonardo da Vinci.
We're going back to the late 80s. If he goes to Williams, that'll be interesting. It won't be a threat to us initially, but it will be a threat to us in 2026 for sure.
I'll tell you what, if he pulled it off at Williams, I'd be like, you know what, that will be interesting. And then a partnership with Science, like Science could look at that and think, hang on a minute, just as Jean Cartier.
Is that why I think everybody thinks, oh, Science is waiting for the Red Bull seat. I'm just thinking he's waiting for where Newey's going.
You think so?
I think he's just waiting.
He's clever.
If whatever team Newey goes to,
it's clever.
If he doesn't go to McLaren, if he goes to, I don't know, Williams or Aston Martin, whatever, I'm gonna try to find my way there.
It's pretty clever. It's prety clever.
But he said he's not in a rush. Science,
which is odd. Which is odd. You know, as
maybe he's got out. Maybe he's got out. Nobody said that. Newey to Audi. Nobody said that.
But the Audi thing doesn't look. Yeah, okay, true.
That might be left field. Because why are they so casual about it? They're just chilling. Their car is terrible. It's terrible. This is like Sauber days, old school Sauber days.
Yeah,
before the BMW.
Yeah,
and after the BMW, where they stunk. This is like them times.
Yeah, they stunk big time, big time.
And they don't care, and they don't particularly care. They're like, we signed Hulkenberg. They don't make it any progressive upgrades. They're chilling. They got 0 points, man.
Yeah,
0 points.
They were a weird team. They're a weird team altogether.
If they're like, oh, Newey, you can design an Audi R8 for us. You can design Audi road cars for us as well. You can do some other stuff. That could work. That's a left field one, but the McLaren one kind of makes sense. Adam said that we don't really need him. He can still be a super consultant.
I mean, it'll be, yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
They can tell him, go design a McLaren, the road car.
No issues with that.
Just give us some advice.
No,
he doesn't need to be there every day. He doesn't need to be used as much as how he's used at Red Bull. He could just be there with light touch. I think he still lives near Woking.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, okay. I think he lives still near around them sides.
Hey, man, let's see.
A couple years back, they saw him driving on the A3 near Woking in a McLaren.
Hey.
So I might imagine he'll get access to all them classic cars and everything like that. But yeah, I'm not jinxing anything. Let's just be quiet about the new. If it happens, it happens. If it's not, it's not. We're still competitive right now.
Exactly.
And I feel like we're going to be competitive this season and next season for sure.
That's
2026 is dependent on Mercedes engines.
Yeah, no, that's the big thing. It's where we are right now. Listen, guys, we need to live in the moment, mate, and take it in, because us being like this, the way we are, you know, teams are now everyone's expecting McLaren now to do decent, and I think Monaco, was the final test in a sense, because it's probably up there with one of our worst tracks in terms of slow speed corners. You know, how we normally fare in Monaco, it's not been the greatest. Yes, we've had far worse races. Don't get me wrong, like Miami, we've had terrible races there and places like that.
And now we've bloody won.
And now we've bloody won there, yeah? So, like, and the fact that we're on the podium here, could have had 2 podiums, could have had a race win, could have had a pole in Monaco. Is because don't forget, look, let's talk about quali very quickly, right? Big up to, by the way, iBonzo, who says, what's going
Shout
on?
Out to iBonzo.
Listen, you look at this, right? Piastri P2, Lando Norris P4 in qualifying. What was the mistake here? What was the problem, if there was one? Why didn't we make P1? Why didn't we make maybe P3 for the start of this race on Sunday?
Not to be crazy, but I just think maybe Charles Leclerc's a better qualified than Oscar Piastri. That's why he managed to hook it up at that time. Because I feel like, do you know what's so weird about Monaco? Yeah, I don't think you can slowly build yourself to be fast. You know, like on a normal weekend where you pump in some slow laps, you get there slowly, and then you really, really rag the car. Yeah. You need to do the Leclerc approach of him in practice sessions absolutely destroy lap times immediately.
Yeah.
Going putting out like close to the wall, going actually ragging the car. Oscar was doing that as well. It just didn't come together on that last run. And he was quick. And then we were topping, I think we were topping Q2 as well.
I think
Norris and Oscar.
Norris was P1 and Oscar was P2.
So we were up there. It's just, listen, Leclerc just had that in the locker, man. This is his speciality. He was there, man. The car, they probably geared themselves towards this weekend this whole time. They sacked the engineer for a new one just to eliminate any problems. You know, I feel like Ferrari had that, like, you know, in their calendar they had it circled. We got to win this one because all we got to do is be fast in quali trip, and they've lined themselves up perfectly for that. They bloody changed the engine before the race just before quali because they saw a little anomaly on the other engine. They don't want to risk anything. They were like, no, we're leaving here with something.
Out for this.
And Sainz didn't feel comfortable the whole weekend. He didn't look particularly good in terms of quali and practice sessions and stuff like that. And the two people that actually looked really, really good in quali was not in practice and quali, Oscar and Leclerc, and it ended up being them guys at the front. And Oscar hit the wall in Q2. The guy was taking risks, man.
He went all out, man.
And it just needed that little bit more. But I really think that little bit more is just the Ferrari being a bit better in that circumstance. Because they can ride the curbs. Did you see the traction out of corners this Ferrari's got? I don't know what that is. I don't see Red Bull have that. We ain't got that. We need to get that because that traction's insane, and they've been doing that for a while.
Did Leclerc get poled the last two races, the last two Monacos? I know he's had 3 attempts.
No. He had pole in 2020. He had pole in 2022, so he didn't get pole last year.
Right.
So he had pole in 2022 and he had pole in 2021. And in 2021, he crashed the car in his second run, but already had the pole lap. Red flag the session.
Yes.
And then the car was. Then they thought the car was fixed, but it wasn't fixed, so he didn't start. Then 2022, he blocked. 2022, the whole strategy nonsense.
Was that the
he was on pole, and then it rained, and then Carlos Sainz and Perez, and then Perez. In 2023, he blocked Norris in the tunnel and then got a penalty.
Yeah.
So they didn't leave any chance. These guys, they're. I know what they're like. They're gonna be like, we're leaving with something. We got this week. This is what targeted on the board. We're gonna leave with something, and they're gonna be pretty good in Canada because they usually are good in Canada.
Yeah, Drea says Oscar was great. Nobody had a perfect lap. It's nearly impossible. He did good, but Charles was just on it.
He was just on it, and Oscar did fantastic. We've said on here many a time, I've never had an issue with Oscar in quality. Oscar is a serious guy in qualifying.
You have.
This is where he's at because his weaknesses are not exposed. It's qualifying. You're just doing one lap very, very quick.
Because what's his main weakness at the moment since being in Formula One?
Race pace.
It's exactly that. And what's that?
Race pace and tire management.
And
it's always when he slaps on another set of tires. His first stint's always very, very, very good. He's not slow in his first stint.
No.
So this is expected from Oscar, and it was a fantastic performance.
It was a great performance from Oscar.
Lando, I feel like he was nearly going to get knocked out in Q1, and that's because of the advertisement. He had 4 meters worth of advertisement board underneath his card. How unlucky is that? What the hell is that?
Like, what is
how do you have 4 meters worth underneath your car?
Yeah.
So then he only really had one run at it, and then he had to put fresh pair of tires on.
I did see this.
Lando's that type of guy that he wants to have. He always goes better in his second run in quali. But if your first run in Q3 is on used tires, and then you go on fresh tires, it's not going to be the same as going on fresh tires then fresh tires. You're not going to find the margins that you need.
It's true.
And then they put him out behind Sainz, and it was just stupid anyway on the last run on Q3. So it's just stupid, man.
Yeah, I mean, you knew traffic was going to be an absolute.
I saw Oscar come out. I was like, just put it right behind Oscar, man. What are we doing? Why is there a huge gap between the two of them? Just put him out. And they kind of knew as well. And that was his only shot. He basically had one shot quality.
Yeah, basically. My number one pet peeve in Formula One quali is traffic. There's nothing more. I mean, I hate traffic in real life, right? But like in Formula One, it's my pet peeve. I friggin' hate it. And you knew Monaco, you just knew what time it was going to be. Alex says this has been one of Lando's unluckiest race unluckiest weekends. 4 meters of adverts in Q1. Both Q3 laps ruined. We don't know where Lando could have been.
Imagine this. One of his unluckiest weekends is P4.
There you go.
We would have said, "Give P4, give me that." Last year, Monaco, give me P4 right now.
Oh my god, yes.
It's crazy.
Oh my god, yes. I mean, look, Dre was saying, sort of correcting me here. We weren't too bad in Monaco the last few years.
We were all right.
I feel like we kind of, it was like a salvage. We were coming from a deficit kind of thing. We kind of did well considering the circumstance. Quick Scott D, what's going on? I hope you're good. Says, if Oscar and Lando are in a title fight, which one of you fall to Lando and who falls to Oscar? Oh my god! If we had to choose, like our stance has always been quick that we do not care which McLaren driver it is, as long as McLaren is number one. That's all we give a damn about, because we've supported McLaren for donkey's years now, where we've had Hakkinen, we've had Coulthard, we've had Hamilton, we've had Alonso, we've gone through the years, Button and so on and so forth. So Lando, Sainz, whoever he was, now Oscar, for us, it's just a case of we don't give a damn. But if you had to choose which side you fall on, let's give Scott D an answer. If you had to choose, Mahad, between Oscar or Lando, which side? If you're in a title fight, which one are you kind of leaning on more?
I don't care.
What I tell
don't care, man. It's like, I win either way.
Oh god, yeah, 100%. I think for me, if I had to, that's what I said. But our stance is no, we don't care what your name is, as long as you drive from McLaren. We don't care.
Exactly. Look, if I was alive during Senna and Prost, I'd be like, we're winning though. I don't care who it is.
Prost seems like the villain though.
The one thing I don't like, the one thing I would not like, and it would piss me off, is if they crash into each other.
Yeah.
You know how that would make me mad.
Yeah.
That would make me mad. Like, what I'll tell you right now, guys, one of the most pissed off seasons ever was 2007. I don't understand what that driver management was. I don't understand that approach, but it pissed me off.
Well, the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Just what they're doing. Just what they're doing in general. We were winning races. I was not happy. I don't care. I did not care. The way we were going about things was a disgrace. And we got done. If we ever do get into a title fight, I hope it's not carried out in that manner. I hope they just say free to race when it's required to free to race. If there is a threat in behind, deal with it and call it. That's not from the team. You know what I'm saying? If they're in a title battle, put them in. They're in equal machinery. Whoever comes out top comes out top. They deserved it.
Who would you like to have, like a Rosberg Hamilton rivalry, a Webber Vettel rivalry, or you want that Hakkinen kind of Coulthard type thing, or Schumacher Barrichello type of thing? Would you prefer it?
But that was more. With the let's say with the Hakkinen Coulthard situation, that was just Coulthard was like, I don't know why this guy's fast. I don't get it. Yeah. Coulthard was quick, but he didn't understand why Hakkinen was fast.
Yeah.
And this is why Ferrari is a good lineup, yeah. Because Sainz on his best day is not faster than Leclerc. No matter how hard he tries, he's not faster than him. So when you've got that scenario where somebody's ceiling can't get near to somebody else, yeah, that's a good lineup because this guy can try his best, yeah.
Yeah.
If this guy has an off day, he'll lose because of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Because he's had an off day, but if he's on it, it's a good driver lineup because this guy will keep trying, and you have to have a driver that will keep trying. If you've got a driver that's like, oh, it's my day off, I can't compete with this guy. That's the worst. That's the worst team. Like I'll tell you now, I think Ricciardo and Lando, if they had a title-winning car, there's going to be periods of time where just Ricciardo's just going to be. So I don't understand why he's faster than me. I don't want a scenario like that. I'd rather them push each other. Someone goes for 3 wins in a row, another one gets 3 wins in a row, that kind of stuff, like go back and forth. So I would like an Alonso Hamilton that actually works.
You don't want Hamilton Bottas.
Why would I need a Hamilton Bottas? I would only want that situation if either Oscar or Lando leaves. Let's say, for example, Lando leaves. I would want somebody that's worse than Piastri.
Yeah.
In the second seat, but a good driver, if that makes sense. And if Piastri left, I would want somebody worse than Lando, but a decent driver. If I understand.
Yeah.
For example, let's say, randomly, Lando Norris is going to Mercedes next year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say Sainz right now.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Because I think Sainz on his limit is worse than Piastri on his limit. And vice versa. If Piastri went to Mercedes, I'll say Sainz, right? Bring it back. That was a good team.
Yeah.
Same way Ferrari's a good team. Because Sainz has got the mentality. He's proper. He's got proper. He might not have the full 100% talent, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen ability, but he's got the elite mentality, and that's what you would probably need. And that's what both our drivers have at the moment. So I'm just here. I'm just enjoying, because at the end of the day, people said our driver lineup wasn't good. It wasn't the best.
Crazy.
Our driver lineup is the best.
Crazy.
And now Red Bull, now we've got a driver that's P3 in the championship. The next target for Oscar Piastri right now is to overtake Perez in the championship. If Perez is at the bottom of the pile of the Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari drivers, he's in big trouble. And if they sign that contract, good luck to you. If you think you can win constructors, especially next year, good luck to you. I know they won constructors with Max Verstappen by himself.
Yeah, but
you can't go to toe. Max Verstappen can't go toe to toe with Sainz, Leclerc, Piastri, and Norris.
Yeah, exactly. You can't take on McLaren and Ferrari on his own. No chance. Alex the Oracle, says, as much as I don't really care either way, if I had to choose, I'd love it to be Lando because of the patience this man has shown in this team. That would be my go-to. If I was, gun to my head, I would choose Lando purely because of the years he's been here. Yeah, exactly. He would deserve it. I'd love to see Oscar do it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not shedding any tears or losing any sleep if Oscar does it before Lando. But if I
think Lando's gonna reach a landmark this weekend.
Oh, hello.
I think he's going to become the third on the list of most laps raced in the McLaren history. So the most laps raced in McLaren history in the McLaren is Coulthard, and then it's Jenson Button, and then it will be Lando Norris.
Wow, you mean Senna's not up there in the top 3?
No.
Wow.
Remember, it's less races back then, isn't it?
It was less races, to be fair. Interesting.
So this is how you know this guy's been here for ages.
He's been here a hot minute.
He's part of the fabric. He's part of the fabric.
He is. No, he is.
Part of the furniture. So, I really hope both. I want both our drivers to win the championship.
Oh, 100%. I want one each. Yeah.
Other day I was watching 2010 season. I was disgusted, man.
Oh, don't. I watched a replay of like the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. No, was it Interlagos? Sorry, not Abu Dhabi. I think was it Interlagos. I can't remember now which one it was. How can I remember?
I felt like there was harmony there at the beginning, and I was like, the way the season some of the strategy was just yuck.
It was yuck.
Oh, what was that race? I can't remember. There was a race where Hamilton had like 3 laps left, and he was on the podium. He was second place, and then his tire blew up. That was just stupid shit. I think it was China. Or maybe I
was going to say, was it China?
I think it was China.
Just about to say, was it China?
Oh yeah, it was. Button was driving out of his mind. I want us to have a peak Button, peak Hamilton lineup.
Yeah,
because that would work in this day and age. Like, I don't know why it didn't work back then, but it would work now. If Oscar and Lando are our Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton, let it happen.
Well,
because one's gonna win, other's gonna win. Just gonna go back and forth.
Just share it. Yeah. Amon says, "What's up, guys? I hope you're doing well, Amon." Drea says, obviously, it's an emotional weekend for Amon, of course, for all the Brazilians in and around town. Senna weekend, you know what I mean? It was our little celebration in our colors. You know what I mean?
Beautiful livery,
lovely livery. So
beautiful tribute.
And Oscar kept referring to it, even in qualifying, at post qualifying, he was like, to do it in these colors. I don't know if he meant that in a way of like, look, those are like my Australian colors, or
he's claiming when we get to Interlagos, he's gonna say I'm 1/16th Brazilian. We already know what this guy's about. He said he's Monegasque. He said he's Chinese. He said he's Italian. He's just claiming every country right now.
You might as well, man.
I'm waiting for him to say he's Canadian as well.
That's it. That's what we're waiting for.
But if you keep saying it, it might work out for him in terms of luck because we got on the podium this time. And I think that's a fitting tribute to Senna, man. We got on the podium. We've got some trophy. We've got some silverwares. We got to leave with something. And I think In the grand scheme of things, P2, P4 is such a strong result. That's a big points haul, man. That's a big points haul because if you start looking at the standing right now, we're there and thereabouts, man. We're no longer looking behind us. It's done.
No,
I'm not looking at Mercedes.
We're comfortably P3 at the minute. Lando Norris is also P3 in the Drivers' Championship, and then Oscar.
Which I ain't seen that since 2021, mate.
No, we haven't seen it for the hottest time.
Drea says I was top 3 since 2021.
Well, there you go. 2021. Drea says, I'm with you. I just want them both to get titles, but I'd love Lando to be first. He showed so much loyalty to McLaren, but I genuinely like them both. We're lucky to have them. I'll say this on Oscar, by the way. I am so impressed at how he's an old head on a young head on old shoulders. Like, he's so freaking mature. He's not loud. He's not. He's very even the way he was just walking around the circuit after the race, and he just looked. Or was it after quali? There was a moment when he's walking. He's just walking. And I'm thinking, where's he going? Type of thing. Like, what's going on here? I just love how cool and relaxed. And I was just thinking back to the whole beef with Alpine and how we went all the way for Oscar, and it's like we're gonna be proved right with it if we're not proved right already. We're going to be proved right with all, whatever it took to get Oscar here. I think it's just,
this is one of the most inspired signings in F1.
Honestly,
we've got ourselves a driver here. How do you pick this guy up from another team? This is somebody that you're lucky enough to get through your academy. The same way we were lucky enough to get Lando through the academy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're lucky. We hit gold. We signed the right guy. In the junior categories, he came up. How the hell have we got this guy?
Unreal.
And in reality, I feel like other teams need to be scared.
Yeah.
Other teams need to be scared because yes, people will tell me, Red Bull or Mercedes Mercedes. I don't know what Mercedes is going to look like next year, but maybe Ferrari next year, and obviously Leclerc and Hamilton's a very, very good driver lineup. Our driver lineup, they're 24 or 23 years old.
It's crazy.
The kids. You could tell me about Hamilton and Leclerc all you want.
Yeah.
We've got kids. We've got kids that are already at the level already.
Yeah.
And for you to, I feel like I don't know, this is a crazy way to describe it. And I think a lot of Formula One fans do this. They've got snapshot kind of mentality. So whatever that driver is now, that's them. That's them. What they're going to be later on down the line. Yeah. We've got 2 young drivers. They're only going to get better.
Absolutely.
But people forget this. People forget I don't know how much better Hamilton's going to get or Leclerc's going to get. This could be the peak. This could be the Leclerc peak. This could be the Hamilton peak. I think we've already gone past the Hamilton peak, but he's still performing at a very, very high level. But they're not going to get better. These guys are going to get better. They're 24 years old, 23 years old.
When you put it like that, flip it out. Yeah.
And I say they're going to get better because Oscar, clearly, because he's only had a year and a bit.
Yeah.
Formula One experience. Lando, he has a front-running car for more than half a season.
Absolutely.
And I, like I said, that's a different formula. People say Formula One's one thing. When you're racing up front, it's a different formula. You learn things. You gain experience.
Yeah.
That's something that Lewis Hamilton had an advantage of because he was there. He was at the sharp end from the beginning. So he got that experience of, okay, look, I'm racing for a win here. I'm racing for pole. He had that experience from the beginning. And Lando hasn't had that experience for more than maybe 2-3 races at a go.
Yeah.
Now, if he gets a season of a car that's up there in the sharp end, he's getting used to it. He's happy. Even if he's P4, did he even care? I'm here.
I'm here, boy.
I've got a chance. I'm in a car. If he was before, we were like P15, P10, whatever. He was all the way back. Oscar's just fresh face. Oscar's just there. I've only been here for a year and a bit. That's why he's chilled out. I'm just here. All that stuff with Alpine and stuff like that. He's got Mark Webber. Mark Webber will go to war for him. Well, Mark Webber's he's the guy that had a hothead. He could do. He gets angry for him. He does all of that stuff for him.
Yeah,
he could just chill out. He's just here. I've got a contract till end of 2026. I'm driving for a team that's up there. I'm chilled out.
Facts.
And Lando's just, I'm happy to be here. Finally, I've got a bloody car.
Yeah, about time. I think I've been owed one. Yeah.
Exactly. So we've got 2 young drivers. The future is bright. We just have to make sure that we stay on this trajectory and have the car there because we can see what these guys can do. And I know people are disappointed that we left with a P2, P4 in Monaco, but at the end of the day, they put it up there. Imagine they didn't get anywhere near. Imagine they bottled it.
Yeah.
And like I said, that little experience right there to get the pole, to get higher positions, they're gaining that over time. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then when they start winning, they're gonna get confidence. If Lando Norris is in the lead again of a race, he's got the confidence to let me just
finish it, to finish the job.
Oscar's done it in a sprint race. If he does it in a GP, it's gonna give him even more confidence.
Yeah. No, it's
and
true.
I really want Oscar to get a pole position to just get that under his belt. You know what I'm saying?
Get it under the belt.
I need Lando to start getting more because it's a disgrace that he's only got one. He's got a lot of sprint poles, but he needs actual poles.
We need some poles, mate. Where would you see the next pole between, like, Canada, Barcelona, Austria, Silverstone?
Do you know what's so funny? I want it to chuck it down again in an actual quali session, not a sprint quali, because I know for a fact he'll do that again. What he did in China in the sprint quali, he'll do it again. He'll put 1.1 seconds on everybody. If it's raining, he's the best wet driver in one lap over in this Formula One.
And to think,
right and he will do that if we get that. If it starts chucking it down in Canada like it did a couple of years ago, Alonso put it on the front row. He's gonna slap it on pole quite easily. But we have to see that. I'm there. Oscar, I think he's gonna get a couple poles as well because this guy's a speed demon, man. Him and Norris are like this. When everything's hooked up in quali, they're very close.
They're very, very close. You're not right. I mean, Z, big up yourself, says, we're very lucky to have this lineup. They are wonderful to watch. I don't think you could have said it any better than that. When I think about these two, when I look at these two, and now I'm hearing the commentators kind of salivating over them as well. And I'm like,
we knew already.
Yeah,
we knew when we were back markers. I remember watching Oscar quali laps in Jeddah last year when he got into Q3. I was like, this he knows what he's doing, man. So Norris, we know what he's about already. Yeah. We've seen it for years.
What do you think on Stella's thoughts about the race weekend? Because he said, he basically said hats off to Ferrari and Charles Leclerc. They've been quick all weekend, boom. But then for our team, well done for what we've done. We've been on top, always, making the most of the weekend. Yeah. Even dealing with the facts with what Lando had in quali in terms of the debris, and then obviously dealing with the red flag situation. Oscar having his car the way it was. I mean, he was like, "Look, we got a lot of points, but also evidence that we can be regular contenders for the podium, and we look to the next races with optimism." I mean, when he said words like that, I was very much like, "Hello,"
because I think very much you have to. I'll tell you this now. Everybody talks about Lando being a pessimist. Yeah. This guy's pessimist. He's very reserved about his opinions. When he makes a prediction and stuff like that, when he says, "Oh, I don't think we're going to be particularly good there," he's very cautious, Andrea Stella.
Yeah.
So when he says stuff like that, they've probably looked at the data and says, "Oh wow, whatever we saw in the wind tunnel, we're way better." Oh wow, whatever we saw in the simulator at this particular track, we're way better than that. He's already said that. I think like a month ago, a month and a bit ago, he said, "Oh, it's going to take a year to get rid of the slow speed weakness." Yeah. Now he's saying, "Oh, it's not even that bad, How can you switch up like that?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Think about it, guys. People in the chat right now, think about this guy. The guy is basically saying, "Oh, we're going to be worse than we'll be, and then we're way better." That's like you go into the bank right now and say, "Oh yeah, I think I've got this amount of money in there," and then you got 4.2 million in there. You're like, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah,
that was my balance.
Yeah,
it's just a pleasant surprise, when you're checking when you're checking out with this car. And to me, guys, I don't make any poor predictions about how we're going to perform in certain tracks anymore.
Yeah.
I think maybe we just looking at how Miami was. I don't know if that was a setup thing. We look a little bit slower than we was in high speed because we used to be the best in high speed.
Yeah,
we just and it's a balancing in it. You want to be better in other places. You've got to take a little bit away from somewhere else. But
Yeah.
And we look good in top speed now. We're not slow in a straight line. So
okay. I'm gonna get your thoughts on Canada a little bit later. But yeah, that's interesting because I kind of wanted to ask that question to you. But as you've just said that, you're giving me an indication of what you may be thinking. Let me get through these last comments before we switch over to
TJD.
To our ratings. But yeah, TJD, what's going on? I hope you're good. Says, hope you're doing great. I love our lineup too. In my opinion, Norris is Hamilton, Piastri is Rosberg. For context, I really, really rate Rosberg as a German. I know the Brits don't. Listen, he's a world champion. He's
good. Hey, Rosberg was unbelievable, man.
Like, mate, Rosberg gave Hamilton like a proper ride. Let's have it right. You know, Hamilton did not. After Rosberg left, Hamilton did not know what competition was until Max Verstappen.
I've seen Rosberg win races like it was a walk in the park.
Yeah, oh yeah, God, yeah. Of course we have.
Like it was not an issue. Like it's completely fine. Yeah, it's fine. Not because Hamilton had an issue or anything like that. Just pure pace. He was just gone.
And mate, Rosberg had his moments, man.
Rosberg was fantastic, clear. And I think people in this day and age, because obviously we've seen Max Verstappen and Perez, and then we've seen Hamilton and Bottas, that they believe that lineup works better, for dominance and stuff like that. But it can work the other way, man.
Of course,
it's time to buck the trend.
I'll take Piastri and Norris being Hamilton and Rosberg. No problem at all. Lando has made significant improvement every single year, says Alex. His best years literally go 2024, 2023, 2022, and so on, in sort of in that order.
I think 2022 is better than 2023. That's controversial to me. Now, I'm controversial in that. I think 2022 he was insane. He was insane, man. He beat Ricardo in quali 20-2.
So the thing is,
the two times was when he had an engine failure, and then when he was sick in Spain.
But what about 2020? I thought 2020 was bloody good. 2020 I thought he was really good in 2020. Do you know what I mean?
2020
he had like
2021 first half, 2021 first half, and then even second half is fantastic. I think he was great that season. He was great every season, you know what I mean? But I feel like 2022, because the car was rubbish, I could see what he was doing.
That's the thing. The car was so bad.
This car was bad. 2023, the car was good.
Yeah.
After Silverstone, you know what I mean?
After
Austria. But 2022, the car was bad and he was doing a madness.
Fair. That's fair enough. Drea says, Lando never had a great car. He isn't at his peak. There's even more to come. Oscar's trajectory goes maybe a little bit faster, but he had a good car after 9 races. They'll both get better and better. That's a very, very important point.
That's true.
Alex the Oracle says, run me Norris winning Austria and Silverstone, please. 2 boring poles to wins. I beg. Listen.
Out of them two, what would you take? Austria or Silverstone?
Silverstone, come on. I know winning at Red Bull's ground would be sick. Don't get me wrong. Like doing it at the A1 ring, I hear you. Or the Red Bull ring, whatever they call it now. But I'm sorry. I can't.
For some reason, I think Ferrari winning Austria.
Oh, don't say that.
Only because, like, I saw, guys, please look at Monaco again. Look at that traction out of corner. Sainz was taking a piss. Leclerc was taking the piss. The second they left that last corner, they were gone. We'll get smoked. We'll compete. And what do you need out of them Austrian corners? You need traction.
You need that traction, bro. Let me tell you. Austria, definitely.
Silverstone, we could be there, man. Silverstone, 100%. Norris winning Silverstone, that's pure Brexit, man. Right after the election as well. Right after the election.
That's fresh off the election, isn't it? That's a Farage UKIP all the way, boy. That is it. Yeah. The BMP, the lot. Z saying that he would have them in tears if they won. I feel like our first pole will come at a track we least expect, says AS3 Archer.
I don't expect a pole in Canada. So if that happens,
hey, I'll tell you what, Canada's quick, man.
If we get Oscar Lando pole position there, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Ryan,
we've got how many races now till the summer break? We've got Canada, Barcelona.
When is the summer break? Let's see. It is
end of July, isn't it?
End of July. So Belgium. So round 14. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 races to go.
We've got 7 races. So we've got Canada, we've got Barcelona, we've got Austria.
Sorry, 6 races. Apologies, 6.
Okay, so we've got Canada, Barcelona, Austria, Silverstone, Hungary, Spa.
Correct.
How many big results do you think we can get out of that, guys? Not knowing that we might have an upgrade before summer break. Who knows? We don't even know yet. We have not revealed anything. I know Ferrari's revealed they're bringing a big upgrade in Silverstone. We don't know. We haven't said any date for race.
Yeah, I'd say 3. But the thing is, if there's the unexpected one, I'd say it's got to be Spain. When I look at these 3, I think Barcelona.
Oh yeah, Spain. I forgot about that. And they got rid of that last corner as well.
That's the high speed. Yeah, it is high speed. I'd say the Spanish Grand Prix would be our like, huh? What's happening here? You know, that's the one I would say, Archer. Drea says, let them please do something special in Austria. We'll be there live, and I can't wait. McLaren 1-2. I shouldn't jinx it. Maybe. Wow. Listen, if anybody's there,
they're gonna win
at the Red Bull Ring. Listen, we need to. You need to win. What do you reckon? Like, what would delivery be for that? That's where you go, mate. That's where you go. The Marlboro. How do you pronounce that? Marlboro livery, because red and white Austrian flag. Bang, off you go.
I don't think we're going to have any special liveries until Silverstone.
Neither do I. And even then, I feel like, but then I don't know if you clocked this. Somebody mentioned it. I think it was Will Buxton, but he mentioned, because they were talking about, special liveries, I think, leading up to the Grand Prix weekend, talking about McLaren Senna, sort of Senna tribute. And they were saying that, everybody's asking, oh, why don't we do this? Why don't they do the West? Why don't they do the Marlboro? And he says, if you look at the color scheme of the livery in general, of our original livery of this season.
Yeah, it's Marlboro.
It's the exact same as Marlboro.
It is.
And I was like,
It's just orange and black Marlboro.
Yeah. And I'm like, I think there is a Marlboro livery coming this season.
I think it's not now. I think they might even do chrome again for Silverstone. Who knows?
I'll tell you what.
If we're going to do chrome again, the team has to wear them silver helmets, man.
I know. Well, they
got to wear their silver helmet, man. They got to do the whole thing, man.
I know, yeah. They catered to the Senna. Do you know what I mean? They catered to it. They all switched up the helmet for that. So,
guys,
Drea,
so I've got something. I've got Drea. We hope they win there. I've got a question for you, Peter. Yeah. We are currently. Everybody's talking about there's a title fight now. Do you believe there's a title fight? And who's the title fight between? Who's the title fight between? Because they're saying Charles Leclerc's a certain amount of points away from Max Verstappen, but Lando Norris is closer to Leclerc than Leclerc is to Max Verstappen. Not to like put the bad bad energy in the air. Whatever.
Yeah.
We might not even need to refer to Lando Norris. We could just say, is there a title fight?
I don't think there is.
Yeah.
I don't think there is. I think, when the dust settles, Red Bull have not had the greatest of weeks or greatest month, but they still won a race in that time. And I think when the dust settles, and I think when we get back to more traditional tracks, I guess, Red Bull will find themselves again. Like, Canada, they could just blitz it and just be like, what were you guys talking about? What's everyone on about? If
it was old Canada, yeah, but I'm hearing Canada's been resurfaced, which is
insane. Has it? Okay.
I'm like, God damn, they resurfaced it. That means no tires are digging.
I mean, look, I genuinely think Max is still gonna cruise to the title. Is not the correct word, but
we're talking about this title. We're not talking about constructors, just drivers.
Yeah, just drivers.
169 Max is Leclerc on 138. It's Lando Norris on 113. It's Carlos Sainz on 108. Sergio Perez on 107, but we're not going to talk about him. Sergio Perez.
Checo. Yeah, no, I think Max will make it 3-3. Like, for example, in Canada, for example. And I don't see us being close enough, anyone getting close enough to really put that pressure. The thing is, here's one thing we do know. Red Bull have to be at their best to win this title this year.
They can't coast.
But they will be at their best. Do you know them? Well, that's the way I sort of see it. I feel like, yes, they can't coast, which means they will have to be at their best, which I think will happen.
I think they're gonna have more stinkers, but they've had all their stinkers on street courses, street tracks.
Yeah, they're still.
I think they're gonna have more stinkers after summer break. I don't think this is now where conventional racetracks. They're gonna go on a little run here. The little Spain, Austria, Silverstone. That's proper racetracks.
Yeah, I think
you can overtake. You can do your thing. You can show your race pace.
Yeah.
There's no bumpy roads. There's no barriers. You could just kind of do your thing.
This is a great point from Z. That's the problem you've got. Where Red Bull can actually look at this opportunity is, well, McLaren and Ferrari might eat points off each other.
Yeah, this is the problem at the moment. This is why Leclerc's not pulling away or Norris is not pulling away trying to catch Max, because we're just in a dogfight.
We're in a bit of a fight, And
Sainz and Piastri is involved in that as well. But I personally agree with you. I think Verstappen in that scenario, I think he's got a little bit of a buffer. He's gonna win more races. He's got a tendency to go on streaks as well. A little 3 wins, 4 wins. Even look at the past couple of years, 9, 10. He'll go on a streak. Yeah. So I think that is a wrap. But that constructor's there. We can do something.
Try saying it. Maybe
whether it be Ferrari or McLaren, this is a 3-way constructors fight.
It's a 3-way. It's definitely a 3-way.
They're less than 100 points away from us.
And that's been, and this is where
there are 20 something away from Ferrari. 20 something.
All it takes is a 1-2 for Ferrari, and that's it. You know what I mean?
One DNF, one massive DNF, you're done.
You're done.
If Ferrari wins that race, you're done.
And that's where the pressure for Perez will come, because up until now the pressure hasn't really been there. Like, I know we've all made noise, like the media's made noise about Perez's seat last year, whereas Red Bull are like, I mean, what's there to worry about here? We've won 2 of the 23 races this year. Okay, fine, Perez won only 2 of them, but Max won 20 of them. Do you know what I mean? It's like it is what it is. So this year, though, where nobody, before nobody was having a sniff at a race win, now we're bringing, people are upgrading out of their backsides, and they're literally bringing cars to the race where you're thinking, geez, this is going to be quite phenomenal.
We've got a chance, and Ferrari's got a chance. This is the scenario where both drivers
You're back.
have to outscore. Oh yeah, sorry, I lost it. Okay, Ferrari's got a chance or McLaren's got a chance, and it has to be this way. It has to be both of the drivers, whether it be Ferrari or McLaren, have to outscore Perez no matter what every weekend. Significantly, they got to be ahead of Perez.
They do.
Yeah? And then one of those Ferrari drivers or McLaren drivers has to nick a win from Max. If that consistently happens, like either Leclerc wins or Sainz wins or Piastri wins or Norris wins, if it's like a rotation of those guys just nicking wins off this guy, whilst both drivers are always finishing ahead of Perez, that constructors they're in big trouble.
It's scary hours.
Max winning can't help them, because if he drops 1 win there, 1-2 wins there to the direct rival of who you are in constructors, and the other guy is not finishing above P5, is a problem.
Yeah, that's the way to play it. That's the way we got to play this game. The Oracle says, I just got curious and found out that we have more points than every team below us in the standings combined.
You're trying rubbish. There's no way.
You're a liar. You're a liar. Once you get that calculator, Andrea's saying, look, as long as we get closer to Ferrari, I'd be happy, but that won't be easy. We already lost a lot of points. We have lost points, unfortunately. But as Archer says here, the key is to keep scoring more than Red Bull. John says, funny to think that McLaren inspires Mercedes. Right. If you had to say these 2-3 years ago, you would have had a screw loose. He's not right.
He's right.
Flipping hell.
Every other team's got 175 points.
Oh my god.
And we got 184.
Wow. Okay, so
Alex tweet after McLaren news account, mate. You know what to do.
See you later, mate.
That's a banger. You got some work to do.
Look at that. To think that McLaren inspires Mercedes. If you had said it 2-3 years ago, I think you got screwed.
I don't know what's going on over at Mercedes, boy.
Who knows?
I just hope. Do you know what's scaring me now? I'm seeing Russell gassing up the 2026 engine. I'm like, brother, please be quiet, man.
Yeah. up, man.
Just shut up, man. Don't talk about it. Why are you talking about it?
Boy.
Just be quiet. Just turn up in 2026 with a good engine, man. I don't know what's going on there operationally. I ain't trying to be involved in that.
I mean, even Hamilton's out. He's digging that. He's digging that grave, isn't
he?
They
told him normal outlap on the radio. They purposely told him normal outlap. They didn't say push, nothing.
Nothing.
And then Max is ahead of him again. These guys, I don't know what's going on over there.
Oh God. Anyway, we don't know. Let's get into the ratings, shall we? It's been a decent weekend, man. It's been a decent weekend. Let's start things off with our drivers. Let's go with Oscar Piastri, who finished P2 and qualified P2. What are we giving him out of 10? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Superb weekend. He's getting a 9.5. He's getting a 9.5.
Lovely.
9.5. He was superb, man. There's nothing else he could have done. The only thing they could have done is put it on pole, and he would have guaranteed a win. And and you know what the rules is in McLaren fan TV. If you get a win, you get a 10.
Absolutely.
And that's the only thing he didn't do. So he's getting a 9.5. Fantastic work from Oscar Jack Piastri, our wonder kid. He's unbelievable.
He's got a podium in Monaco, guys, in the most prestigious race.
Serious podium.
A serious one. Ryan says 9 for
both our drivers got podiums in Monaco. I can't wait to say both our drivers are winners.
Yeah.
When both our drivers are Grand Prix winners, it's over.
Under
age of 25. Don't chat to
me. I'm with you. Oscar is going to get a 9.5. I mean, do you know what? There's a part of me that wants to give him a 9 just because of quali.
Nah, man.
And I know that's harsh because as you mentioned in the beginning of the show, you were like, look, Leclerc had this on lock. Like he had this on lock from minute one. The thing is, there was still room left on the table with Oscar. Does that make sense? Because the fact that he had purple sectors in all 3 sectors, but at 3 different stages, 1 sector each, I felt like he left something on the table. That's if I was being harsh. And I would move it to a 9. And because you can't overtake in Monaco.
First podium of the season. He was done already. If the car was fine and it was a normal circuit, he could have overtook Leclerc. He overtook Leclerc in Miami.
Yeah.
Quite comfortably.
Yeah. He did.
He couldn't really show the pace of that car. So
I'm sticking to my 9.5, but I want to make it like a 9.3.
He would need to be a guy that on his own high street. That's Charles Leclerc's high street.
The man used to get the bus to school.
That's a distinct advantage. You think somebody can beat me on the high street I grew up on? Are you crazy? And every nook and cranny on that road.
No chance.
That's what Leclerc knows. Leclerc's been riding a bus since a kid.
He knows the gradient.
Have a distinct advantage.
He knows it all, bro. He knows the feel. He knows it all about.
So that's a distinct advantage.
So yeah,
but yeah. I'm gonna. You're gonna give a 9.5. I'm gonna give Norris 8.
Okay.
I just think once the advertising board went under his thing and then he was nearly getting knocked out of Q1, I think though it was over from that point. There was a bit of hope in Q2, but I just feel like he's out of rhythm. And when I realized he hasn't got 2 fresh softs in Q3, he was backs against the wall.
Yeah.
So and he was so close to George Russell, nearly out qualified.
1,000.
That would have been even worse.
Was that like 1,000?
It was the smallest margin, one of the smallest margins. So a good weekend from Lando, but not the best. He did his job in the race, couldn't really do much. I think he was quite resigned to the race is done on Saturday night. He already knew that I'm in this position. We nearly got a bit of luck with Sainz. Yeah. If you got a podium, then obviously we'll be giving him an 8.5. But yeah, an 8 for me. I feel like in the practice session he wasn't also on it as Oscar was. Oscar seemed like he was pinpoint on it from the jump, and Lando was still figuring a little bit of things out. But good weekend from Lando anyway.
Yeah, like most people are saying,
to have an off week, to have a little minor off weekend and have those issues that he had that was out of his control, and still leave her a P4. That's an 8.
Yeah. Ryan P says 9. Oracle says 8 for Lando Norris. 8.5 says Drea. 8.5 says Z. And an 8 says Amon. Yeah, I think 8 is fine. Yeah, 8 is up there because I think with Lando Norris's race win, I think now we've got to take it a little. We've got to judge him a little bit more, a bit harsher. You know what I mean?
The standard's gone up now.
The
Guys, the standards have gone up.
The price went up. You know what I mean? Reincarnation.
Whatever standards we apply for him, you'll achieve it anyway, man.
But that's the thing, exactly. It's because we know he can get 9s and 10s for the rest of the season. Reincarnation says 9 for Oscar and 8.5 for Lando Norris. By the way, I don't want to hear ever again that Spanish drivers are treated differently. I tell you what, I'm not gonna lie, man. That how science still manages to start P3 is annoying. Dre says with Lando, he did all he could. He was quite happy with his quality considering the circumstances and say all. Yeah, the thing is, he did. Like,
I think once it's done, it's done, man. Once quality's done, it's done.
Do you know what's funny? Yeah, like look at our 8s now. Our 8s look a bit less than what they used to be. The 8 out of 10, and it feels like we need to give.
We've handed out 5s and 6s before.
We've done it before. What do you think of the strategists? I mean,
you couldn't do not. What can you do?
The qualifying.
You got
qualifying counts.
Oh no, that's come on, man. You got
dropping him in the heat, like just dropped him in the firing pan. Like, come on.
Oscar got put out in the perfect place, so that side of the garage did a great job because they always put him in the right place. But I feel like they just left him in the garage for too long for Norris. But the thing is, as well, pit crew and mechanics did a fantastic job getting that car sorted out for Oscar for the race, and then they did a fantastic job getting out the advertising board, so Lando could even not qualify in the first place. So that could have been the Q1 exit.
Yeah, it could have been. No, it could have been. Absolutely. So I thought I just heard like rain just pouring down.
Yeah, it's chucking it down.
Is it chucking it? Bloody hell.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, yeah. Pit crew, phenomenal scenes as per usual. They were brilliant. I'm going to give them a 9. Didn't see too much wrong with them with what they were doing.
Pit crew, I'm saying mechanics as well because they didn't do any pits, so we're not doing it.
To be fair, yeah. Fair play to making those.
We're not doing pit crew.
Fair play for making those tires last. The rest basically.
That's whole race. Pirelli just doing a botch job with these tires, man. I've had enough. How can you do a whole race on mediums?
I know, yeah, I know. Shout out to Nicole 76. We haven't seen you before. Big up yourself. Do you think Oscar's race pace has improved or will continue to improve over the season?
Do you think Oscar? I think it's improved 100%. 100%. I think it's improved. And I think it will improve over the season because now we're at races he's already been at before. He's got F1. He's driven this McLaren on these racetracks previously. The last racetrack that he hadn't driven on previously with a McLaren, that's the 2022 or 2023 or 2024, was Imola. And that's the last normal track we went to. So now we're going to Canada. He's been there before. So let's see what it's like.
Remember the sprint race he had in Belgium last year, and remember where he obviously Monaco this year. When he's at the front end, it's not often he loses it. It's not often he loses those spots. He stays around. Do you know what I mean? So
we have to get him on the front 2 rows every quali.
I don't even want row 2, bruv, because row 2 for me is he's too near science. He's just too close to science. I need him away from science.
If Oscar qualifies P3, science is P4. If he qualifies P1, science is P2. He's just there, no matter what.
The guy loves him, huh? Man, it's unreal. That's what we think, Nicole. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, of course. Will Joseph gets a 3 this weekend. He loved traffic in FP.
Nah,
and quality.
I'm not calling out people by name, man. There's no way. There's a whole team of strategists there, man. Just because he's the one engineer, I can't call him out like that.
WJ just took the hit. Shout out to the Sauber crew. Why?
Sauber stink.
This is a mockery.
They got the fastest pit stop, no?
They got TSJ awesome. Science really should have started in P3 for sure. Did you guys?
He blocked Albon as well. Come on, man! You're killing me, man. We could have got double podium. They said no matter what, they're not leaving with a double. They said McLaren are not leaving with a double podium on Leclerc's day. There's no way.
Oh my god, we're just hotting up the names. Singh got the day off.
Yeah, you guys are too much. F1 manager, man. You're exposing everybody's names.
Leave
these guys alone.
Reincarnation says, did you guys see the pit stop graphic for Monaco? Couldn't you feel the tense?
That's what I'll tell you right now. That's top 3, one of the worst races of all time.
It's up there, by the way. It's up there, no doubt.
If you're just a neutral guy and you care about racing, not the whole Leclerc story. If you don't care about that, what the hell was that?
Very quickly, guys, your Canada prediction before we wrap up. What we said?
Canada predictions, everybody. My Canada prediction is. Let me just check something. You check the chat and you give me your prediction. I just need to check something.
So my prediction is, I mean, that I can't lie. For some reason, those fast straights scare me a little bit. And to think, I used to feel better with those fast straights, right? When we were utter garbage in slow speed corners. But I just don't have that confidence in Canada. I feel like Red Max Verstappen anyway. I feel like he's going to be on frigging fire, and then I feel like the Ferraris are going to be good in Canada. So my prediction is both cars top 6. That will P5 P6 or P4 P6. Let's say P4 P6. That's why I
think we're getting a bit higher, mate.
Yeah,
me personally. I think we're going to win.
Holy smokes. You think we're going to win?
Yeah.
Good grief.
I'm gonna say Lando for now. I think we're going to get 1-2.
Oh my God.
When have I ever said that, guys, on this stream? Ever.
He's not never said that before. Z saying double podium.
And I think we're going to get a pole.
You think we're going to get a pole?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think this is going to be the first weekend where it chucks it down every session.
Listen, if there's rain, okay. You know them ones. Then
this is the race where it rains every session, guys. Quali race is going to rain. And if that's the case, we're eating well.
Oh, God, yeah. If that is the case, we are eating well. Wow. Let's see what you guys have got to say.
I think this is going to be the first time we're going to see a fight for the win with our drivers.
Jesus. Wow. Stefan Williams saying Piastri to get his first win. TSJ also says, I'll guess P2, P4. If it rains, Lando Norris wins, says Z. My God. You guys are incredible. We would have had points last year without upgrades, without that stupid penalty.
That stupid penalty, man.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. We did have that last year, didn't we? We did have that. Piastri first win in Canada, just like Hamilton, 2000.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Who else got a first win in Canada? Was it Ricardo?
I don't know.
I think he got his first win.
Where was Button's first win? Why do I feel like Button had a first win there? I don't know. Yeah, Lando
Canada's the place of first wins, man.
It's
he got his maiden win. Daniel Ricciardo got his first win in Canada.
Wow.
That's just the place, man. If you want to get your first win, it's there, man.
Yeah. Eamon, we briefly talked about it. It does hurt how we finished with two corners to go. Don't bring us down. Don't bring us down.
Rewind.
Archer says, Mahad says, have you been with Toto recently?
Absolutely not.
With them predictions there. I hope win, but I'm saying highest scoring team. Okay. Highest scoring team. But yeah, McLaren's first points in Canada for a long time at least. I think Button was Hungary.
Button from Hungary. Hungary,
yeah. You guys are in your field. So you're saying what? 1-2. I'm saying 5. I'm saying 4-6. You're saying
I was inspired, man. I saw the result. I saw a McLaren 1-2 in China, and I was just like,
listen,
yeah, we can do it. In 2010, I was like, I remember those days.
Until
we're running it back. Guess what? That race was mixed. That was raining it as well in that Chinese Grand Prix.
Listen, I hope to God it rains. Let's be very clear. But as soon as you see FP1, FP2 result, you see friggin' Verstappen, Leclerc, Sainz, and I'll just be like,
guys, if you want to watch a feel-good McLaren race, go watch 2010 Chinese Grand Prix.
Oh,
what a beautiful race! That's what the Canadian 2024 Grand Prix is going to be like.
What about the Canadian 2011 race? We can watch that.
That was beautiful. Hey, listen, we're running around. We're collecting wins, man, them days. But I'm saying that was a beautiful one too.
We'll have 200 points, says Treya, after this race for sure. Wow. Guys, it's been emotional. It's been great. I know Ferrari won this weekend, but who gives a damn, okay? First and foremost.
We got 2 and 4, mate.
Oscar Piastri gets the podium in Monaco, and we've got 2 weeks to bask that in. Okay.
Yep.
It's been a good first. It feels like this is the first quarter of the season because we've got like
8 races in.
You know what I mean? 8 races in.
It's been beautiful, man. This is happiness, man.
This is happiness.
I'm a happy McLaren fan.
We should all be happy McLaren fans and look forward to what's going to be at stake. Listen, Stella said it's time to be optimistic. Yeah, he's looking forward. He's looking at the coming races with optimism. Those were his words. So hashtag in Stella we trust, and we'll be back after the Canadian Grand Prix, Montreal. Metalin both legs. God, I ain't seen you in ages. Said, wow, Big M, double bubble and the pole. I will stick a tenner on that.
Stick a tenner on that. You're collecting money for the weekend, mate. Trust
Big
me.
M, you know. That's brilliant. But yes, guys, until 2 weeks' time after the Canadian Grand Prix, we will see you then after our 1-2 finish.
In Stella we trust, tweet that out.
Until next time, people. Peace.